Hello, and welcome back to my Republic of China Let's Play for Thousand Week Reich. Now we are working on consolidating power, so that way we can go down and work towards on the control the KMT and go Fistful of Democracy, the One Family, as well as still Chin Cheng's work. This will also allow us to get rid of corrupted economy, which is currently doing, let's see, 5% consumer goods, 5% stability, 5%. Okay. So when we were getting this political power, I was actually considering changing our economy. I actually think I'm going to save it until after I get one family. So control the KMT. The KMT, China's ruling nationalist party, has long been weak or fragmented. In the wake of war, the party must be drawn back together, and under Chiang's command, there can be no more weakness from within. The party must fall into line. There's also stabilizing the economy. For this one, we need to get, alright, still the work. Revolution. Let's see, what do I need to do that one? Attention to the economy. Alright, we'll get there. Go back over here to work on famine. Alright. So good. So we have this list. Alright, dockyard output. That might be useful for later. Infantry equipment. That'll be very useful later on. But I don't want to lose his research speed, and I don't want to lose goods. Iraqi oil. Don't want to do that yet. Air contractor. Pacific Fleet Designer. This is the infrastructure one. That's way ahead of time. That one gives us decisions. We want retention. Yeah, let's go. I don't want to waste the political power on this because there's also what's the focus's name? Let's credit the local clicks, our own uh, divisions. Let's not waste political power on that. I'm going to go ahead and not upgrade our current field marshal or any originals for the time being. Work. Is that worth it? Well, this does lower at 25%. Maybe we should wait. Let's go Fistful of Democracy. We'll resolve the American question. As the political situation still arises in China, certain secretariat representatives also tangled in domestic politics that must be taken care of. The Gan Jehu was Li Zongren's secretariat representative during the Li. During Li Zongren was president, Li Zongren's main task was to arrange Li Zongren's schedule during the diplomatic visit. His position was granted to him access to the secret underworld of the Chinese espionage of American citizens. Li Zongren has made numerous ties to Americans sympathetic to the Chinese operations. Now with the political situation in China stabilized, the government must take decision on Gan Jehu due to the fact that his connection to Li Zongren combined with his influence might spell trouble for the Chinese government in the near future. He's a liability. Alright. He's Gang Jae-hoo's defiance with accusations of treason against Gang Jae-hoo servicing in Nanjing. Gang Jae-hoo has always the true motivation. True motivation of the government's decision to call him. While we have insisted that these were orders from the Chinese diplomatic service, Gang refuses to comply and purposes on communications hiding our tracks. Interesting. Okay, still nothing for me to pop there. Do I want to do back the war against Germany? Well, we did kind of ally with them, so we will not. See how are people voting. Let's go with the cheap one for 50. Nuclear weapon detonated above Munich. Fortune the CIC connections within the commercial. Why are they okay? Connections within the Chinese Commerce International China has informed the government that Gang Hu has made several attempts at securing a niche in the business wing of CIC. While the CIC was aware of Gang Hu's current status as a national suspect, they were unable to act harshly with limitations within the United States. This major setbacks, Gang Hu was now surrounded on all sides by political enemies, yet our operations and informants are unable to grasp his next plan. Nowhere to go. We're going to be... Okay, even the Germans are tired. Okay, I'll read this real quick. Gang Jae-hoo's last stand, surrounded by political enemies on all sides. Gang Jae-hoo is trapped to secure safely on American soil. Report says that Gang has teamed up with disgraced Lieutenant Mao Bangzu, drafting a cunning plan to outflank the common enemies in both the diplomatic service and the CIC. I really want to get rid of the United Kingdom and Portugal. I do believe that you are part of, yes, we're part of the same strategy, so Germany is sort of our ally. Sort of. It's more of how we were allies with America because they were a good ally of opportunity to use against Japan. Germany is now a good ally to use against America. Greater German Reich has capitulated. Apologize for actually not reading this. Of course, China is not ready for full democracy as dictated under the three principles of Sun Yat-sen. Over the people and some reformers demand some representation, and so we will give them what they want. Limited elements of democracy will be introduced, will be kept weak enough for us to maintain ultimate power above the democratic process. The Mao Gun Papers. Further news has been revealed. States by two of Chinese of been revealed in the United States, leaked by two Chinese officials working on American soil. Documents regarding Chinese espionage in America has been released, indicating the Chinese government and involved in corrupt embezzlement, illicit surveillance, and technical theft against the American population. The American population is outraged, and the American government has been officially launched an investigation on the contents of the documents. Chinese diplomatic service has made an official response denying any involvement in the behaviors listed in the document. So America is no longer even neutral to us, I'm assuming. Yes, they hate us. Oh, of course, I nearly forgot. We got a new research slot. It's way ahead of time. Got new events, right? To allow us... Okay, never mind. Thought that would unlock decisions for improving core industrial areas. Huh. Also, for our construction, we are still working on finishing this off before we start building a bunch of infrastructure. Get a bunch of war support over here. build the popularity of other ones. Power gain. Alright, the Great Republic, stability, war support. Okay, there's just good stuff all around. The one family. In the past, China has been dominated by strong and significant families. The old four families of China consist of Chiang, Sun, Hung, and Shen. Now, as Chiang expanded his control, the Chiang family will be brought to the forefront above the other three. There will be one family above all. Invite Yangjin. Not anything else I can click, right? Okay, sure, we'll invite him. The offer to Yanjing, overseeing the administration of his beloved Shanghai province. Let's read this first. Yang Jingzhen served with the central government in the late 1940s. His philosophy of development and bettering the lives of his fellow countrymen has turned Shanxi into a model province, and thus the amount of insight will be highly beneficial to a government's future policy. Therefore, we invited Yang Jingzhen to take over more of an important position in central government, helping his ideas and experiments will expand beyond the boundaries of Shanxi, benefiting the whole of China. Welcome aboard. The federal government's decision on going after the Chinese movement was a scandal. The public views of Chinese nationals has rapidly deteriorated. Chinese businessmen formerly affiliated with the CIC are now being attacked, viewed by the society as foreign agents. Upon the charging of H.H. Kung Sons, a minor skirmish broke out, and pro-Chinese protesters and federal agents in Washington. The Chinese leadership has issued a strong statement calling these actions a coordinated attack against Chinese national safeties. This is barbaric. Losing that political power sucks. Our assets are under attack. Harsh attacks performed by the Americans, our intelligence, and business networks have forced our hand. Senior members within our administration is urging leader Chiang Kai-Sheck to take action against such clear aggression of Western powers. However, we must now decide how we should react against such aggression. We shall punish the Americans, or we will take a balanced approach. No, we are definitely going against them. We're going to go against them anyways. There's nothing we can really do about that. Unless somehow Britain gets kicked out. I don't know if that's even possible. So who do we want to win this war? There's National Socialists by the military junta. I think that's another National Socialists. Then there's the People's Germany. Oh, Czech resistance is something completely different. I don't know why these guys are fighting. Maybe I just don't understand. Maybe it's obvious to other people. Fear of terror. Chinese-American Cold War. Trade with the United States is terminated. The Chinese-American Cold War. As a crisis between China and the United States stabilized for better or for worse, a new order has dawned on the Pacific. Relationship between America and China have been greatly damaged, and of now American and Chinese troops are formally barred from cross-training exercises, and Americans have been symbolically barred from Chinese airspace. While the status between the two were not of open hostilities, these actions symbolize the diplomatic rift between the two countries, as some geopolitical experts are referring to this situation as a Cold War. Standing against American imperialism, relationships further deteriorated between China and America, mutual explosion of diplomats and informal attacks on businesses of both sides have occurred. While both these nations have condemned one another, further diplomatic actions have been planned, ensuring the signs of past friendships have been extinguished. Cool. I mean, our war support's getting up there. Czech resistance movement. I don't know which one I want to win. But I guess I probably want the side that has the greater chance of winning to win. And as quickly as possible, because Germany being divided is not good for us. Yeah, they're both at war with America. Both like us equally. I wonder if any of these people will be allies with America. Probably India. No idea how the conservatives are in power with 27%, but okay. Okay, yeah, they went American American designs. Japan is an obvious enemy. Especially considering they said that they weren't going to be getting rid of their right to do war in an effort to uh, place the Americans. You working with the Americans? Doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, these guys are. I wonder, we're probably going to be able to deal with the these other socialist states somewhat soonish. Under the, let's see, which one are you? The Great Republic, yeah, diplomatic decisions have been unlocked. Going to be unfortunate whenever we, oh wait, we do gain political power gain. Son of Chiang, +5, another +5%. Similar goods. Okay. Still Chang's work. Ching, the intellectual ideas, has designed various proposals for reforms to China's political system. While we cannot risk him gaining too much power, it would not be too hard to quietly copy his ideas and embed them as our own. Ching's new reform can take inspiration from those others. Still no events. What do I need to do to get this? Chinese diplomacy unlocked. Alright. So after this, we will go ahead and jump onto... Wait, actually, let's check this. I can't do this anymore, can I? Wait, sorry, I can't cooperate with the West anymore. Yeah. So we're definitely contesting American dominance. Battleships, cruisers, trade. I have a feeling a good use of submarines is going to be what's the Reich's Westland has capitulated. Oh, wow. Beating the Toronto Accord, it looks like it's going to be pretty hard. Yeah, I think the Americans are just going to win that one, the Toronto Accord. Take a quick look here, though. That unlocks decisions. Unlock more decisions. Probably need to research oil, too. We got you. Okay, much better Field Marshal. Good infantry. Really good infantry guy. Good panzer leader. There we go, and I think that just all around everyone better. You were already on one, weren't you? Alright, that's fine. Still Ching's work. It's stabilizing the economy. The communists were, of course, saboteurs bent on breaking the nation apart and turning it into the will of foreign masters. But they were right about one thing: our national inequality will destroy us if we don't choose to address it. Land reform has pressed millions into homelessness and desperation. National press is ceases to condemn the government failures to help the peasantry. This is even talk of rebellion and outlying provinces. If we were to develop the means to stand for our own feet. We must ensure the ground below us is stable for standard form as China's cards, or we'll soon find the deck running dry in our hands. I don't want to waste political power on going war propaganda again, because I can get most of the war support towards 100 by just getting rid of the Great Famine and maybe Chinese martial laws. How do I get rid of you? There we go. Oh wow, that looks like it hurts. The Nanjing years. I'm not sure if that's even worth it. It's like the stability hurts you more. The stability hurts. Yeah, factory output. Maybe invading these guys for factories might be useful. Probably not, there's not too many. I wonder if we'll get to fight the Soviets, because they're on our border. Do I want to trade for this? Not really. As soon as we would not hit 150, we can go early mob. And then we can move towards partial mob. Maybe even all the way down to war economy, so we can cut that in half. Plus we can get rid of our giant civilian factory debuffs. I'm wondering, with how big of a stability, that doesn't potentially cause a war, does it? I hope not. We also are... Wait, never mind. I was about to say we shouldn't affect our conscription law, but... Vision training time... It's just horrible. Total population 1%. Limited conscription 2. Yeah, oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much manpower. I wonder if there's any way to get pending resolutions more resolutions other than through events. Let's see. Free French Republic. United States, 32 to 107. And these guys have got a lot of manpower. You weren't at war with them, are you? Interesting. Do I want to... No, I don't want to waste it on any of that engineering. Helicopters any good? Unfortunately, don't really know. Some jet engines. Stabilizing the economy. There we go. Please tell me it's open. Okay, we can either maintain the status quo, do natural resolve, and do land reforms, food industry, and combating the Great Famine. Alright, we have a plan for the salvation of the nation. Massive structural land reforms will restructure the grassroots economy of rural China, bring the wealth industry to the purpose of equity. We have not, of course, confirmed that the plan is the job of the executive yuan, but the workers of China can rest assured that their toil is not in vain. Over the coming months, we can wrestle with the questions that have always plagued the nation. We're determined to come out on top, or we can gain 200 political power to maintain the status quo, and then have a super long countdown towards it. The currency problem, monetary reforms, benefits reforms, centralize the government. That's attention to the economy. You know what? There's probably bonuses in here, so we'll go with land reforms. Besides, I think it fits well with the Republic of China. We're trying to go in and we're trying to change everything to become a superpower, and just sitting there and doing nothing I don't think really fits with the goals. But yeah, still not getting oil. Fortunately, we can't justify war goals, because I would love to go against Iran. Interesting. Well, Tibet sovereignty heading from the side of China's interest, while the relationship between Tibet and the Republic of China turned lukewarm around the period of the Chinese Civil War and the Second Sino-Japanese War. The Mongolian Tibetan Affairs Commission is growing increasingly hostile towards the Kashag, actively reminding Tibet that it is an illegal nation without a shadow of a doubt. Both the Chinese Civil War and the external threats have been destroyed, and China can certainly turn its sight towards Tibet given the chance. Wow, you guys have your own focus tree. You can willingly become a puppet or become integrated into China. Actually pretty cool. Go and save the political power. Okay, conscription costs. What does that increase per... I don't know. I mean, all of that, 55% together. After we focus on the economy, I'm not sure. Do I actually want to go straight down here and get the free industry? Or do I want to go here? And with getting rid of it, let's modify it by... I mean, we're not going to do non-intervention. We're going to do government intervention for the same reason we did new land reforms. Georgia and Armenia has white peace. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, any signs of Germany still existing at all is basically gone. French Republic, French Commune. Go ahead and take this off. Call to arms. Oh, they're lose their other capital. So why is Berlin renamed to Germania? Probably should have been paying better attention. I want to finish new land reforms, and we're probably going to go ahead and end the episode. Moscow Red Army has capitulated. Okay, that's not the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Although these guys are creating a mess for themselves. New land reforms. Alright. Part of Dr. Sun Yat-sen's Three Principles of People, the concept of land reform first appeared, advocating for strong government intervention on agriculture to ensure the welfare of our citizens. These plans were firstly attempted by the communists, but their defeat clearly demonstrates that their approach on land reform has been undoubtedly failed. However, by borrowing some ideas from the Reds and taking inspiration from Dr. Sun, the Republic of China is in her prime moment to enact long-awaited land reform measures, thanks to the fact that large portion of confiscated land from the red zones are now state-owned. Titled the land reforms, these acts treated as measures to combat the current widespread famine in the countryside and to increase the productivity of farmers by giving them incentives for the series of land reforms. Uphold the ideas of Dr. Sun, increased monthly population, better recruitable population, better stability, and a bunch of political power. Cool, so next one is regulate the food industry. As they say, the classics, food is heaven to the people. Our next task is to remove heaven with itself to the will of the Chinese nation, creating through rice and commodity tariffs a wall that shall forever guard against the perennial enemy of China, famine. Must be banished and the soldiers of the nation stand guard against it. Of course, this will probably lead to mild instability in our financial sector, and already the pesky little idiots who run our central banks have admitted they cannot prevent a near-term financial or negative situation from occurring. The future, as ever, is insistent. Can actually go ahead. We'll go to early mobilization. That gets us to a few more consumer goods. Anything else we can click here before we go? No, that's probably fine. So anyways, that's it for this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.